So in this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, we're going to visit a topic that we looked at in the last episode, and that was on behalf of buyers, what immediately happens, or what they need to think about once they have had an offer accepted to purchase a property here in Spain. And so it only makes sense that in this week's episode, we look at it from the vendor's perspective. So we're going to take a look at what happens immediately after a sale has been accepted and what you need to take into account. So welcome to this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. So first things first, huge congratulations, you've sold your property, you've attained the goal that you set out with. So once the champagne corks have stopped popping, now you need to get on with the practicalities of everything. Now I'm going to presume if you've sold the property, you've already undertaken or taken on the services of a reputable and registered agent, and when they listed your property for sale, they probably have gone through all of your paperwork and highlighted any areas that need updating and pointed you in the direction for getting this work done. So the number one on my list really is checking with your lawyer that all the work that you were advised to get done and that you instructed your lawyer to do has been done or is in the process of being done, because this is work that is going to be open to the scrutiny of the buyer's lawyer, and they want to see that the paperwork is fully in order or steps have been taken to get the paperwork in order. So that's your first job, is to make sure that everything is good regarding that. The second one we've got is, again, it's lawyer based, but to secure the sale here in Spain, we have contracts and we have deposits. So the contract is normally written by the buyer's lawyer, and the buyer's lawyer is obviously looking out for the interests of the buyer. Now they need to send that contract to your lawyer so that your lawyer can scrutinise it, adapt it if needed, and then when both of the lawyers have sort of played tennis to and fro with the terms and conditions on the contract, it's sent to everybody for signing. But your lawyer will liaise with you to make sure that you're happy with everything that's in the contract, because once it's signed by everybody and deposits paid, everybody's legally tied in with penalties and consequences. So it's important that you get the contract sorted. Number 3 on the list, we've got your tax documentation. We need to make sure that this is correct and up to date. Now, you're either a fiscal resident in Spain or a non-fiscal resident of Spain, depending on whether you live here or whether you have the house as a holiday home. And so it's important to make sure that all your taxes and payments and things are all paid and up to date. If they're not, you're going to have a nasty shock at some point. So again, make sure all your tax details are in order. Next up it's one of those niggly little things, but get an inventory done of the property. Now, when we list a property for sale, it's either fully furnished, it's partially furnished, it's negotiable, or it's unfurnished. And again, depending on how you have sold the property, if it's part furnished, you need to see what furniture is included. If it's fully furnished, it doesn't mean your personal pictures on the wall, your computer and things like this. So again, we need an inventory of all of the items that are going to be included in the sale, and then these can be attached to the contract and form a legal basis for what's being left at the property. Number 5, I've got, again, on sort of furniture, is removal companies. Now, if you're moving furniture internationally, you want to get a few quotes from different companies. You want to check the availability of the companies, because if you sign a contract and a completion date is on a certain date, you want the removal company there the day before to remove your things. So again, it's all about timing. So make contacts with removal companies, and along with the removal companies, if you have pets, then again, if you're moving pets internationally, then you may need a pet passport, or you may need vaccinations and different bits and bobs. So again, it's worth speaking to a local vet, giving them an idea of the timeline, and then they will be able to give you a good a timeline that you can put in your diary and get everything sorted. Number 7, start decluttering. We're all guilty of having cupboards full of stuff that we've not used for years. So get them sold on Facebook Marketplace, or even better, give them to one of the local charities. But if you start decluttering now, it will save you a lot of time and hassle when it gets closer to the date and it's a little bit more stressful. and to do it. Number 8, this isn't something to do, it's something not to do, and that is, don't cancel any utilities, things like water, electricity, gas, if you have it. The lawyers will all transfer the utilities from your name into the name of the new owner as part of the conveyancing process. So please don't confuse matters by cancelling things. Things that you do need to think about cancelling are your internet, if you've got fibre internet, and if you have things like house insurance and things like that, is to start sorting out those bits and bobs. So don't cancel any of those, because that's something that the lawyers will take into hand as part of the conveyancing. And again, as I've just mentioned, it's number 9. I've got speak to your bank about closing your bank account. There's no easy answer to this, because every bank has a different rule. And if you say have insurances through the bank and what have you, in order to cancel insurance and get a rebate, you might have to give a copy of the new notice in place. So when you sell the house, you'll be given a document to say you've sold the house, and in order to get a refund of paid insurances, then sometimes they'll ask for that, and sometimes the bank ask for it in order to close a bank account. So again, look into doing that. And then the final thing is I think it's just quite a nice gesture, and that is the people that are buying your property, they may have never lived in Spain before. This may all be new to them, swimming pools and the way things work, is to start writing a little house handbook, a document that you can give to the owners with. This is how we do this. This is where we can turn the water on and off. This is, how we do the swimming pool. This is the name of the guy and the telephone number of the guy who cleans the pool. This is the guy who does the gardening. It's all great information, and it's really, really appreciated by the people who are buying the property from you. So it's just a nice thing to sort of take and do for the people when they're moving in. And that's it really for this week's episode. It's 10 sort of little things that sort of all add up, and if you've got a list of them, it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, and most importantly, it's probably going to save you some stress at a time when it is reasonably stressful in any case. So that's it for this week's episode of 2 Minute Tuesday. Hope you've enjoyed it. My details are on the screen at the moment, so if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to let me know. And in the meantime, we'll look forward to seeing you for the next episode of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hundon Valley Homes. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy the beautiful weather we're having at the moment. So until then, have a great day. Adios.